Make sure you're subscribed to JerCrispy.
Kiki ha ha. Yo, on Kiki ha ha. Face ass on my face. Anyways, what's up, y'all? Shows the most, does the most. JerCrispy. JerCrispy. Welcome back to another video. Hey, crap. Alex Blaine? Alex Blaine? That's you? That you? I ain't see you in a minute. You only coming once in a while. Like, that be that daddy. Let me stop playing. Alright. Anyways, we got the credible theories. Gimme Jack is Jack Jack. Alex Blaine? Alright, Alex Blaine. Last time we watched a video of you, it was right here. High School Musical Dance. Let's get it, bro.
What if I told you that this is actually Jack Jack from the future? Gamma Jack is a character from The Incredibles that we see only for a few seconds. He is one of the many superheroes Syndrome killed as a part of Operation Kronos, and at first glance, he just kind of seems like a throwaway filler character. But if you look in The Incredibles DVD extras, you'll find a bunch of files full of information about all of these deceased heroes, including their powers, personality traits, and even audio clips of them talking.
I'm a man of culture, a man of passion, and I would say a man of humor, which is not widely known.
But Gamma Jack's file is a bit different than the other heroes. He is one of the most powerful supers in this franchise, with extremely dangerous radiation powers and a very disturbing personality.
Part of my job is to prioritize which villains I'm going to combat. The real kicker is I get these dames, man, these dame villains, and they got the curves and the hair and the big eyes, and boy, those ones, they're really, really hard to kill.
He's the only hero who outright kills people, and when it comes to saving people, he always prioritizes attractive women first.
You know, I take a look around, I see if there's any good-looking women who need to be rescued immediately, and then I sort of start from there and work my way down the list. You know, if you've got Tubby Joe Schmo over there with a laser pointed at his head, he might have to wait in line a little while.
Wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute. Hey, I know that ain't... That's her. That's that chick from who worked with if y'all know what last time when we were watching with Nod. And I said that's that nigga's son the whole time. What's that nigga name? Or whatever that nigga name, he was killing niggas off back to back. He just said it. That's the girl right there. You can't tell me no otherwise.
Over there with a laser pointed at his head, and he might have to wait in line a little while.
He's described as tyrannical and megalomaniacal, and even believes people with superpowers are a superior race. Gamma Jack is like a straight-up villain. He's basically the Incredibles version of Homelander, and a lot of people have been making videos about him recently because of how much he sticks out in this franchise. But I think I've discovered something that nobody else has yet.
And what is that?
Gamma Jack isn't just some background character? What if he's someone who's been hiding in plain sight all of this time? I believe that Gamma Jack is actually Jack Jack from the future. I know that sounds like
wait a minute. So what he is a reincarnation of Jack Jack? So wait a minute. So you telling me this nigga did not fully die, and this nigga all of a sudden they like transferred his body and his soul to the baby Jack Jack, and they named the nigga Jack Jack? Is kind of crazy. It's a crazy take, but I kind of low-key believe that.
At first glance, these two characters seem nothing alike, both in their powers and personality.
Looks normal to me.
I mean, how could I possibly...
But yeah, you can't get a good personality of Jack Jack because Jack Jack they ain't give this nigga personality. They should, like, bro, number 4 coming out right now, number 4, wait, number 3 or number 4. Whatever credibles we in, man. Let's make Jack Jack older now, man. Jack Jack's supposed to be older, like how they did Poof off of Fariad's parents made him older. They need to go ahead and make Jack
Claim
older.
that sweet, adorable Jack is actually a tyrannical super supremacist. Well, just stick with me, because I guarantee that this will be the most compelling, believable Incredibles theory you will ever hear. You are going to be blown away by how well all of this lines up. This is the Gamma Jack theory.
Gamma Jack theory. Created by Alice Blake.
So, this all started when I noticed a couple strange similarities between these two characters.
Like?
Obviously, they are both named Jack, and they are both extremely powerful supers. There's also maybe a passing resemblance, with both of them having a similar mask, and their hair ending in a single sharp point. But I didn't really start to take this seriously until I started comparing Gamma Jack's file to Jack. Gamma Jack is described as a picky eater, which is probably one of Jack's most defining traits. Literally, Jack's first scene is Helen struggling to get him to eat, and a large part of the Incredibles 2 plot revolves around Jack only wanting to eat cookies and throwing a massive tantrum when he doesn't get them.
Obviously, I can't keep giving him cookies. No biting a dad.
Jack is an extremely picky eater. Gamma Jack is also described as a favorite of the ladies, which I think you can also apply to Jack.
Can't I, little baby boy? Who can handle it? Who can handle it?
Babysitting this one, I do for free.
All of the women who take care of Jack clearly adore him.
Tia stayed up all night making sure you look fabulous in your mini dress.
He is definitely a favorite of these ladies. Okay, but what about tyrannical and megalomaniacal impulses? Well, doesn't that kind of sound like how Jack is constantly and impulsively throwing violent tantrums?
Combustion imminent? What does that mean?
Dang.
Means fire, Robert.
Even when Jack fights someone, he seems to always go for the kill just like Gamma Jack. I mean, he did kind of indirectly kill Syndrome. Okay, so there are some surprising similarities here, but let's address the elephant in the room. Gamma Jack is an adult.
What if whole time that nigga Syndrome never died, though? What if he never died? That nigga Syndrome never died, though. What if number 4 Syndrome come back out of nowhere? Crazy take, but I'm thinking that might be it.
Who died in the past, and Jack is obviously a baby in the present. For this to work, there would need to be some kind of time travel involved.
Okay.
And while Jack is an extremely powerful super with many different reality warping powers, we never actually see him do anything that resembles time travel. The closest we maybe get is his weird ability to travel between dimensions.
What the? Cookie. Cha-Cha want a cookie?
Wow! He can still hear you
From the other dimension, yeah.
That is freaky.
Except, I think there might be more to this dimensional power than we think. In The Incredibles 2, Edna creates a device that can help track and manage Jack's powers, and it can even be used to help find Jack when he moves into the other dimension.
He vanished!
Okay, good. Use the thing. See that? That's the current readout. Click it. See the readout? Dimension 4. So where is he?
There!
But if you look closely, you'll see that the device labels Jack's dimension as 4D, as in the 4th dimension, a dimension that is commonly accepted to represent time, meaning when Jack is warping through dimensions, he is actually traveling through time. Okay, so
but ain't he travel in the Monster Inc. universe though? Like, ain't they said something like it was a clip that him here saying, yeah, it's a baby and something like that. With laser eyes and all that stuff. Yeah, ain't they was saying something about that?
Back in time and became Gamma Jack. But here's another big issue with this theory. If they're supposed to be the same person, then why are their powers different? Maybe you could argue Jack has some radiation-based powers, but Gamma Jack definitely doesn't have Jack's many reality warping god powers.
Oh!
And yes, that is true, but listen to how Edna talks about Jack's powers.
Like all babies, he has enormous potential. It is not unknown for supers to have more than one power when young, but this little one has many.
It is not unknown for supers to have more than one power when young. She talks about it like all super babies can have multiple powers when they're young, but eventually they all grow up and narrow it down to just one or two. Director Brad Bird has also made similar comments about how Jack Jack's powers are because of the unlimited potential he has as a baby.
Babies are unknown, so they could be nothing, they could be everything. You don't know. Every single one of them is up for grabs of what they're going to become. They could become a leader of the free world or a bagman, or maybe both. I don't know.
Maybe Jack Jack having so many powers is kind of unusual, but there is a precedent that he could lose most of his powers. In fact, this explains why Jack Jack would be living in the past under a new identity. Maybe Jack Jack traveled back in time and then lost his ability to time travel, making him stuck in the past forever. This also lines up with a deleted flashback scene from the first Incredibles, where we can see Gamma Jack was close friends with Mr. Incredible and Frozone.
Although he tried to hide his powers, a few of us had heard about them and approached him. Had to talk him into becoming a superhero. We had a club. The first club that wanted him to join.
It makes sense. If Jack Jack is trapped in the past, he'd probably want to be close to his dad and Uncle Lucius, even if he can't tell them who he really is. Okay, but does Jack Jack actually have Gamma Jack's powers? I mean, maybe his fire or laser powers are kind of similar, but is that really the same thing as having radiation powers?
No.
Well, let's take a look at what Gamma Jack's powers actually are. The file's description is pretty vague, but based on his name and logo, I'm gonna assume his powers involve specifically gamma radiation, which is a form of high-energy electromagnetic radiation. And guess what? We are told by Edna that one of Jack Jack's powers is specifically electromagnetism.
Electromagnetism.
Gamma Jack's powers are based on electromagnetic radiation. Jack Jack has electromagnetism powers. They could have given Gamma Jack any form of radiation powers, but they specifically chose the type of radiation that Jack Jack can control because they are the same person. Also, if you consider the LEGO tie-in video games to be canon, we do see that Gamma Jack has the power of flight and specifically green lasers, which is also the exact same as Jack Jack's. Do I even need to keep going at this point? Gamma Jack is Jack Jack. This has to be intentional. Okay, so these characters line up really, really well, to the point where I don't think that this is a coincidence anymore.
Coincidence? I think not!
But there is still one final issue with this theory.
And what is that?
Why would Jack Jack, a sweet, adorable baby with two loving parents with good values, grow up to believe that supers are a superior race? Like, that kind of feels like the last thing Jack Jack would ever believe. I mean, Helen even goes out of her way to tell her kids that having powers doesn't make you inherently better.
But Dad always said our powers were nothing to be ashamed of. Our powers made us special. Everyone's special, Dash.
Maybe Bob is a little more enthusiastic about superpowers, but he would definitely never call them a superior race. I mean, that is just unambiguously next-level discrimination. Where the hell would Jack Jack possibly get this insane idea from?
Who?
I used to.
Oh, yeah, she would. He would. It makes sense now.
Tiny God. They are lucky to be in your presence.
Edna Mode believes that supers are gods, that they are above normal humans. She says it all the time, and she even seems disgusted by non-supers.
Yeah.
Models. Nothing super about them, spoiled, stupid little stick figures with poofy lips who think only about themselves. I used to design for gods.
Okay, sure. But she only babysat Jack Jack one time. How much could she possibly have rubbed off on him?
Yes, you are a tiny god. The room is yours. They are lucky to be in your presence.
Literally after one day with Edna, Jack Jack...
All that nigga did touch, look, and they said, That word and that shit, bro.
Acting exactly like her. Exactly like Gamma Jack.
These people are lucky to share the city with supers.
They are lucky to be in your presence.
And then she offers to babysit him anytime after this for free.
But babysitting this one, I do for free.
Holy shit, she is absolutely gonna mess this baby up. Well, there you go. I think this is a very strong case for Jack Jack eventually becoming Gamma Jack. Unfortunately, this does mean that Jack Jack will eventually...
Ain't no way this video over. He got a little bit left of it. You can't tell me this is the last.
Be killed by one of Syndrome's robots. Maybe you could argue that's a good thing considering who he turns into. Or maybe he somehow faked his death. I don't know. It could be possible. I do think that there's something kind of interesting about Syndrome killing Jack Jack, but then later baby Jack Jack indirectly kills Syndrome. So it's kind of like this poetic time loop. The Incredibles 3 is coming out in 2028. So I guess we'll have to wait and see if it supports or debunks my theory.
2028? I'm gonna be 23 years old in 2028. Damn. I'm gonna be 23.
You know, even if this was intentional at one point, I do kind of doubt that they'll ever bring back this pretty obscure Gamma Jack character, but, you know, we'll see. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please consider checking out my other fan theories and subscribing. I've got other Pixar theories coming out at some point. I've got a really funny Cars theory with Mater coming out soon. I will confirm that my next theory that's already kind of almost done is about Teletubbies.
Oh god, here we go. What are you about to say about Teletubbies, bro? Oh god. Oh!
I've got a pretty interesting take on that I don't think anyone has come up with yet. Thank you to the patrons who support this channel. You can
Alright, y'all. That's Alex playing. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow our social media pop on the screen. See y'all when I see y'all. Lay y'all to the bottom of my heart, and I'm out.